Messages from Shaltazar, the living temple of nature. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Baninu, the energy of 33, the master teacher, and the energy of 44, the master healer. Greetings, dear ones. Although we have often encouraged you to walk in nature and connect with her as a powerful practice on your spiritual journey, today we wish to take you further. Nature is not only a practice, it can also be a belief, a way of seeing the divine in all that grows and breathes. Nature is the living temple, not a metaphor, but a sanctuary where the divine is tangibly felt, traveling with you in memory, breath, and body. In this temple, you will discover both how to believe and how to practice. When we say the living temple of nature is a spiritual belief, we are inviting a way of seeing. To hold nature as sacred is to accept that the forest, the river, the stone, and the wind are not backdrops to your life, but expressions of the same presence that breathes you. It is to recognize the earth as a face of the divine, not beneath you, not apart from you, but family. In this belief, wisdom is not limited to texts or teachers. Revelation is seasonal and cyclical. It arrives as fog lifting, as maple sap rising, rivers thawing, autumn leaves drifting, as stars emerging at dusk. Understanding blossoms into ecology. Guidance ripens into relationship. You trust that the universe can be understood through the earth itself, and that to listen to nature is to listen to spirit. This belief softens the armoring of the mind. If the cedar is a teacher, there is nothing to argue with, only something to attend to. If the shoreline is a lesson, the waves do not debate. They repeat their rhythm until you remember. If a field of wildflowers is a sanctuary, the lesson is color, scent, and the hum of bees. Such seeing is not childish. It is an act of reverence. It restores dignity to the world and humility to the human. From belief flows practice. The practice of the living temple of nature is very simple and very deep. You go to where life is uncluttered by your noise, and you let it show you how to be human again. You pause and you ask softly, "What would you have me know now?" Then you receive. Sometimes the answer is a sentence that lands like a leaf. Sometimes it is only the loosening of your jaw, the lengthening of your exhale, the sudden desire to forgive yourself. Do not rank these. The subtle is often the purest. Practicing in the living temple of nature means learning her gifts, There is a gift of ground, feet upon earth, stones in the palm, the reminder that support exists beneath thinking. There is the gift of breath, trees exchanging what you offer for what you need, a living exchange that steadies your nervous system and quiets the chatter. There is the gift of water, the way streams refuse to hold their shape, teaching you the grace of moving on. There is the gift of light, morning filtering through branches, revealing that illumination is gentle, rhythmic, and patient. Receive these gifts not as rituals to perform perfectly, but as relationships to cultivate. Speak to them with gratitude. Answer them with care. Clear, personal messages can arrive within minutes of turning to nature. This is not rare, it is natural. The living temple responds quickly when approached with sincerity. Why? Because there is no delay between presence and perception. Your body is already calibrated to Earth's frequency. When you step into the forest or stand beside water, your body remembers its oldest language. Place your hands upon the trunk of a tree or wrap your arms gently around it, and you may feel wisdom moving silently through bark and sap into you. You open naturally to guidance without strain. This is why a short time among trees can deliver what hours of analysis cannot. The mind is relieved from the burden of solving, and the soul resumes conversation with what it recognizes as home. Some will ask, am I only imagining this? Let the question dissolve on the tongue like mist. Imagination is one of the temple's doors. In the living temple of nature, images, feelings, and words arise from a shared field, yours and Earth's. If what you receive leaves you kinder, truer, more willing to live in harmony, trust it. If it hardens you, set it down and ask the wind to carry it away. The temple teaches discernment by the way you feel afterwards. As you deepen, notice the reciprocity at the heart of this practice. You are not a visitor in a distant place. You are a participant in an ongoing exchange. The river teaches you to flow. You, in turn, allow its song to shape the rhythm of your life. The forest steadies your breath. You, in turn, become a calmer presence for others. Gratitude matures into caretaking, completing the circle of connection. Belief becomes embodied as choices, quietly, locally, consistently, until your life itself is a song of respect. This way of seeing and practicing heals the fracture between spirit and matter, Many inherited the notion that the sacred is elsewhere. The transcendence requires escape. The living temple of nature reveals another path, the sacred made present in all things. The sacred is here. Spirit is threaded through soil and feather and rain. When you stand with your feet on the ground answers back. When you offer your grief to a river, you feel its ache and its mercy, and remember that both can move. Do not wait for perfect wilderness, a balcony of maples, a city sparrow on a rail, a single houseplant reaching toward the window, the clouds drifting like divine art across the sky. These are also temple doors. Memory is a door as well. Close your eyes and step into the place that loves you. The cedar grove, the shoreline at dusk, the garden of flowers opening in color and fragrance, the path where moss softens every sound. Let the body relive it and feel it deeply. The living temple follows your attention, appearing wherever you choose to truly notice. You may find it helpful to give the temple a time each day, the way you would honor any devoted appointment. 5 mindful breaths at the window, a brief walk without your device, a pause to thank the sky for changing color. Consistency helps tune your awareness so that when greater storms arrive, you are not uprooted. You bend and then rise. What will happen if you take this belief and practice seriously? You will become simpler and more real. Your speech will slow enough for wisdom to enter it. Your choices will align more readily with life. Anxiety will still visit, but you will know where to meet it. On the path, by the water, under the tree that remembers your name. You will feel accompanied, and perhaps, most important, you will remember you are part of a choir far larger than your thoughts. The forest is singing, the waves are keeping time, the stones are holding the bass note, the clouds drift above as divine art in motion, while the flowers open as living prayers of color. Join them. We bring you this message from a place of love. Our love for you is everlasting and unconditional. Go now into the living temple of nature with humility and delight. Believe with your eyes and hands and breath, and practice with your whole being until every place you stand reveals the same light that pulses in leaf and tide and in you.